Hey guys, it's Clay from Clear Critique. With the Hollywood release schedule as tumultuous as it is, it can be hard to keep track of what's coming out and when. So I'm starting a monthly series, going through 5 movies coming out next month, where and when to watch them, and give my thoughts on what to expect. Also, I'm giving each a rating of watch, wait, while more critics and friends can give you feedback, and avoid. With that said, here are my thoughts on 5 upcoming films of March of 2021. If you want to support the channel, be sure to subscribe and comment below with your thoughts on these movies. Let's do it. First up is Chaos Walking. If movies were people, right now Suicide Squad, No Time to Die, and Chaos Walking are taking quick shots of whiskey in the hallway outside of an AA. There's only so much development hell one can go through before someone pulls a cork. The film's story revolves around a woman, played by Daisy Ridley, crash landing on a planet where no woman exists, and all the men's thoughts are audible and visually apparent. The more interesting story is this film's production. Chaos Walking was announced all the way back in 2011. There were multiple delays and a whopping 6 writing credits. Filming finished in 2017, it was due for release on March of 2019, but poor test screenings prompted an additional $15 million worth of reshoots. Yikes. That's not just a red flag, that's your buddy calling to ask if he can hang out at your crib for the night, but you can't hear him over the police sirens. There have been films in the past with troubled, even disastrous productions that turned out as classics, but it simply doesn't happen anymore, does it? Too much money is involved, too much hand-wringing, backpedaling, and studio interference comprises Hollywood for a single well-defined vision to come out once things go wrong. And yet, the trailer isn't the worst thing in the world. Granted, the visuals are a bit flat, your trailer should show off some eye candy to get butts in seats, and there's nothing here. However, the idea of a thought manifesting in real form is an intriguing idea. The music works well, the acting from the lead seems fine, but even if a garbage heap contains a bike and an iPhone, you still shouldn't dive in. Chaos Walking comes out to theaters on March 5th, and I say avoid this one. Next is Raya and the Last Dragon, an animated fantasy film from Disney where the eponymous warrior searches for the last of a long-dead dragon species in order to save the world. I'll be straight with you. Out of the 5 trailers I'll discuss today, this one's the worst. One positive are the environments, which offer plenty of color and variety, but the voice acting ranges from bland to obnoxious.
Dragons can do that?
Look how close my butt is to my head. It's gonna make digestion so much faster.
I know it's only a trailer, but something rotten happened in the recording booth. Also, if you're gonna focus on Asian iconography and actresses, maybe use a song that reflects that. This shit don't fit.
My daughter, I believe our people can come together again, but someone has to take the first step.
It doesn't help that the character design is underwhelming. The biggest asset of the fantasy genre is that you can practically do anything you want. You can ignite children's sense of wonder and creativity, but here it's like they didn't even try. Despite all of my negativity, there is a bright spot, and that's the teaser trailer, which is far superior to the official one. The music is more appropriate, it's better paced and less cringy, and comes across like a real adventure rather than a mishmash of cliché plot points and Puff the tragically unfunny dragon. Maybe there's something here, I don't know, but I'd wait for more reviews before seeing it on March 5th. Next is the highly anticipated Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. For those out of the loop, Justice League was the DCEU's version of the Avengers, written and directed by Zack Snyder, who you may know from Batman v Superman, Watchmen, and 300. Unfortunately, after principal photography was done, Snyder left the project due to the tragic death of his daughter, and so MCU MVP Joss Whedon was hired to finish up. Both Whedon and the studio dramatically changed the tone of the film. There were extensive rewrites and reshoots, the color palette was brightened up, more comedy was squished into the script like a second sweater in a packed suitcase, and most infamously, Henry Cavill had to return for reshoots but had grown a mustache from Mission Impossible Fallout, and due to contractual obligations he couldn't shave it off, so they CGI'd his face into putty. The result was a $300 million catastrophe. The dialogue was horrendous. Gal Gadot turned in a Disney Channel level performance. Ben Affleck looked like he was googling cloning technology in between takes so he could find some kind of stand-in. The graphics were ugly, the action could put you to sleep, and The Flash was about as funny as people who blow out their mics during multiplayer games. And so the question lingered, how much of this was Snyder's doing? And thus, we have a reshot, recut Justice League representing Snyder's true vision for the film. The trailer itself looks pretty good. The cringy dialogue isn't here. Many deleted scenes that were going to flesh out these characters are back in, so at the very least we might actually care what happens to them. Personally, I'm a little uncomfortable with the idea of directors changing their films after the fact. We all hated Lucas for it, and to me, when something's out and people pay for it, that's the end of it. And squeezing more money out of people for essentially the same product is borderline fraud. Yet I would call this one a special case since Snyder's original vision literally couldn't be made at the time because of a personal tragedy. It's still unfair, like failing the test then retaking the same test knowing what you got wrong, but like I said, this is a little different. Zack Snyder's Justice League will be released on HBO Max on March 18th, and despite my reservations, I still think it's worth seeing. If for nothing else, as an experiment. Can a movie that bad be fixed? We'll have to find out. The Courier is a spy drama starring Benedict Cumberbatch that is based on the true story of a businessman who helped gather intelligence of Russia's nuclear program during the Cold War. The film premiered at Sundance Film Festival and garnered good, but not great reviews overall. The main takeaway is that it's competent, but not mind-blowing. And considering how bad movies released in February and March tend to be, a solid 7 out of 10 spy flick may just be the matinee that the doctor ordered. It's clear that this will be a more subdued, realistic take on the spy genre, centering on surveillance and cover stories, and my hope is that it will do so in an engaging, tense way, rather than droop into a boring slog. The fact that this protagonist is an ordinary businessman can work very well for the story, since he is new to espionage and the film can literally teach us how to be a spy back then. You can make something as patient as espionage exhilarating with the right script and director. Director Dominic Cooke is experienced in theater but only has one other film under his belt, so take that for what it's worth. Overall, the potential is there. The film looks competently made with a strong lead actor, and the story offers plenty of opportunities for nail-biting sequences. But based on some early reviews, the film may devolve into a formulaic drama. The Courier hits theaters March 19th, and I'm gonna give this one a wait. Last is Godzilla vs. King Kong. Okay guys, I have to get this off my chest, because I have yet to see a single person on the internet talk about this, and it's driving me crazy. This trailer may have the worst, most ill-fitting song I've ever seen for a trailer. How is no one talking about this? I expect trailers to be cheesy, really, like that's all gravy for me, but this is embarrassing. Now, to be fair, I at least got some joy reacting to the trailer on the Twitch stream I co-host. Watching it again now, it's just irritating. The song alone is crap. This part especially made me want to throw my headphones against the wall. I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it. But just the concept alone doesn't make sense. Don't say, yeah, in your own trailer, dingus. Am I supposed to get up and dance? Fist bump? Wow, 2 CGI monsters that have already been designed in previous films are in the same frame. Oh my god, it's amazing! You must be a gymnast with how easily you're able to suck yourself off. Anyway, apart from the music, this trailer isn't Raya bad, but isn't good. My main concern, based on the mediocre last Godzilla, is that the film will be 50% exciting but somewhat hard to see monster fights, and 50% boring subplots involving mannequins pretending to be characters played by overpaid, underutilized actors. The trailer mostly ignores the humans we don't care about in its second half. That's a good thing. The way this movie can truly shine is if the script is solid enough to justify the human drama. And since we know that's not going to happen, what they should do is go the Mad Max Fury Road route and make it virtually all action. A massive monster battle is what everyone wants, and I'm crossing my fingers that the film will be smart enough to focus on that. Netflix bid for this film but lost, so to watch it you'll have to see it in theaters or on HBO Max on March 31st, and I'm giving this one a wait. Well, those are my thoughts on these 5 upcoming films. Which ones are you going to see, and what are your expectations? Also, if you want me to review these movies when they come out next month, let me know. If you want to support the channel, be sure to subscribe and share, click the bell for updates, and follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd. As always, thanks for watching.